Hello guys, welcome back. On this video I'm gonna be working on the suspension of the MX-5, okay? I have over here a nice view, and here we have a lot that is our car base. Currently the car looks like this. I've done some changes on the model. Work is still required, as you can see, but it's going well. And the idea now is to work first the rear suspension. We will fit the rear axle, the control arms, and then we will do the cross member over here. That here on Blender, as you can see, I have done a little custom cross member. Don't think this is one. Give me a second. It's one of these. This one. This is the custom cross member that I've done. It's not looking great, but it will work for now at least, to give us an idea of how it looks, okay? To start, I'm gonna go to the lab in game and check how the suspension is done. As you can see, the lab suspension is basically the rear axle, the shock absorbers, the springs, the long control arm, and then these control arms over here. I think they are two, not sure actually. We have this one, and no, maybe it's just one. Okay, so here on Blender, as you can see, I have already done these little spots for holding the cross member. I've done them based on the position of the land model here, as you can see. But it's not important, because as you can see, here is the origin, and then basically you can stretch it like from here to whatever your rear axle is. So if your rear axle is like this, you will see that visually it will stretch like this to fit, okay? This is a great thing that simplifies a lot of work. And okay, to start, I'm gonna check out how the transparents are done. Give me a second so I sleep, so it's easier to see. Okay, there is no glass here, so you can simply jump. And okay, on the inspector, I'm gonna open the lab. In the lab, I'm going to the rear, no, actually it's the, let's start with left floor. You can see we have the control arm lower. Here you can see there is a dummy pivot that is basically the default position when no rear axle is attached. There is no big need to assign this, like you can simply put the same codes for this and it will work. We have a transparency component that has some setup. This doesn't matter. Those matter is the side left and rear left. Okay, that matters. We have also a my bone SCR component that simply indicates the bone, the stretching thing that I mentioned before. As you can see, this pivot left low is on the rear axle, as you can see. And okay, to start, let's simply create a control arm. To get the position, I'm going to take the car model that's, I suppose, is over here, and I'm gonna copy the stuff that I need. I'm gonna copy this, that is the control arm. I'm having like a lot of trouble, haven't been using Unity recently. This control arm, I think it's that one. Okay, we have both floors, both control arms. I'm gonna be also copying the long one. I don't think I have a fitting for this yet, but I'm gonna model it later. I'm gonna also copy the shock absorbers. We will need them later on, and the springs. Okay, with all of this, I'm gonna copy also the some body part that I can use as a reference. This floor. No, I'm gonna put everything on this floor. I'm not sure which one is it. This no. Which is the floor, bro? Okay, this one is the floor. Okay, so I'm gonna move it all over here. Now I can move this to the rear floor. We can simply hide this again, and now you can simply take this rear floor and move it to 0, 0, 0, so everything fits perfectly. I'm gonna remove all into the card for coordinates, delete this, just this one, and we have everything over here to start fitting it. Okay, the floors also aren't really needed actually, so let's remove them. From here we can start building our stuff. I'm gonna copy both of these. No, this one no. This one and this one. I'm gonna do a copy. I'm gonna fit on the floor right this one. This is the right one, and floor left this one. Now I'm gonna copy the names in game. Control arm lower. I'm not sure if they have side actually. I don't think so because, well, maybe yes actually. Let's give it a check just in case. No, they don't have it. Okay, so we use the same name for both. No, these are transparent, so I'm gonna remove this. I'm gonna assign the cube as default mesh filter just for performance, and I'm gonna also add the transparent, and here I'm gonna assign on each one the, this is for example the left one, so I'm gonna put left and from left, and this is the right one, so right and RR. Okay, actually I put FL is RL. Okay, with this we have the setup done. For the transparent, now we are going to do the dummy pivot, which I don't recall exactly where it goes. Okay, it goes in the transparent itself. Okay, dummy pivot, and for this one I'm simply gonna put it just around there, like basically the default position if the rear axle isn't present, but isn't a big concern. Okay, there is nothing inside here, and the last thing I'm gonna add is the disable component. No, actually my bones is your component. For this we are gonna copy the setup, pretty much the same. For local stretch target we are going to put the pivot. For stretch name, copy this value in game, pivot left low. This one, target transform, gets resolved on runtime, basically by the name, and stretch to target true is by default. Started is true, but you never assign started. And last step, simply add disable component, which I don't think you inside. Okay, let's copy that, and that's pretty much done. So now let's do the same on the other side. Is this one? I could simply like delete this actually. No, yes. Now we copy the setup for the other side. My one's there. Let's create a dummy pivot. Give me a second. I'm gonna create a dummy pivot first. The name doesn't really matter, but it's ideal to use that one as modules might do some checks depending on the car base. My one is there. Yes, I'm gonna copy the other name, which is pivot right low. The stretch target is this one, and I think it's fine now. Okay, so next step, simply add to the prefab. I'm gonna delete this one, and this will be ready, this boat. So now we are going to do the shock absorbers. Well, we can check if this worked actually. So here's the mod, not much code, simply loaded the parts that we have. So over here I'm gonna move the bundle to place, and I'm gonna restart the game. Okay, that welded, so let's restart. Okay, over here we have the car, so let's spawn it. As we can see, they appear, they don't seem to be properly linking. This might be because the bone aren't fixed, but let's check that later on. For now, let's do the shock absorbers and the springs, okay? Also, the fitting on the rear axle isn't perfect, so I'm gonna actually move it now. To do that, we simply take out our we take the car, and I'm gonna simply shift the position if that works. No, okay. So we need to move the RL and RR suspension position. Let's start with a little of movement. This one doesn't. This one is height, so this one probably is. I'm gonna move one of these, and it is the same. One here, and okay, we still don't have good fitment, so let's go another one. One here and one here. That looks to be way too much. Yeah, okay, that's too much. So let's do 0.5 and 0.5. That doesn't still look good. Actually, this is in spawning, right? Huh, okay. We need to fix that too. Okay, for now I think it looks like this, and I'm not sure why this isn't moving actually. You can see. And this one shift too. I put this one here and this one here. Okay, he's refusing to move, so there is probably another thing preventing me from moving it. So for now, let's simply move it like that. We can adjust later and check why it doesn't allow me to move it, but later. Now we are going to set up the car template function. So I'm gonna do the function over here and set template. Okay, this is showing error because the car wasn't passed. So here, car, here, suspension position. Okay, so car transform, find this one, and this is already transformed. So local position, new vector 3, and here we paste the coordinates that we just got. I'm gonna type here, and over here we do the same but copy the other coordinates. So this one is this one. Add an F on the end to indicate that it's a float value, and that should fix the position. So for the next step, I'm gonna be working on the shock absorber and springs. So let's spawn a lad over here to check out how it's done. Nice color. I suspect this goes on the wheel wells. So over here. Right, okay, both are here. So let's start with the right one. We see transparent. This one says invert, so it's probably the model that goes flip. So instead of the actual top part of the model looking at the top, it looks at the bottom. We can see how it looks. R and R. Okay, so pretty much the same. So to start, I'm gonna add the positions, the transparents. This is the rear wheel well. Actually, I'm gonna check because why this wheel well isn't spawning, because the spring won't spawn if this doesn't spawn, right? So over here we have the rear wheel well right, and on car transparent we see it's here. I don't see why it isn't spawning. Actually, like, seems fine if you ask me. I'm gonna do a simple check. Okay, so I'm gonna go here on the, oh, there is a category, right? Okay, so which is the part name? I don't think it has one. Yeah, this is hard actually. Body panel. Okay, it should spawn at the bottom, or near the bottom at least. Yes. Okay, as you can see, it's in here, so I suspect it's in being added, and that's true, it's in here. So let's add it. So the part is added like this. So let's add this. Let's rename this, and let's make sure the variable is there, which it isn't. So let's add this, right, and that's it. Now it will spawn, so we can continue working. So I'm gonna do a copy of both. Actually, I'm gonna do both at the same time. Here on the rear wheel well right, I'm gonna change this to the name, which was this one. Over here I'm gonna copy the spring one, then I'm gonna do the dummy pivots, which is simply like around here pretty much. Same goes for the spring, basically around that. Now let's remove the mesh. Let's add the cube mesh and add the transparents. On this case, I'm gonna check the spring transparent too, because they are probably very similar. Okay, the spring is a spring tick, so I'm gonna tick that actually. So over here is a spring tick, and it doesn't seem to say the side. Okay, here it does, R and R, and that should be it. And then on the shock absorber it was this and this. I don't think there is much stuff needed, so that's good. Now for the bone, we will do the spring bone first. So here I'm gonna do my bone. It goes to pivot R spring. My pivot is set like that here. So local stretch target, and that's pretty much it. And now the same for this one, I suspect. We can confirm easily. Simply go here, check the transparent, the bone component, pivot the shock, and I see a starting rotation, so I'm gonna copy it. You can see this is the starting rotation, so that's good. Okay, so here face opposite is tick 2, so I'm gonna copy that just to be sure. And if I recall correctly, in the transparents the invert was tick, so I'm gonna invert that too, just to copy how it's done by the game. I'm gonna assign the dummy pivot over here, and that should be it. I don't think there is much I need to assign. I'm gonna have to check. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so I'm gonna put this outside for a second because it will eat the object. Okay, no, here no. One above. I hate Unity sometimes. Oh, this is very difficult. Please, Unity. I want to put it. Here we go. Not an easy task. Copy. Open the prefab isolated and paste. Okay, pasting isn't working. Right. The position should be the same. Looks fine to me. So it's on the prefab already, and we can delete it. Okay. We can delete the models. And now we can continue doing the same, but on the other side. Okay. I'm gonna do this more quickly. So I'm gonna go to the correct wheel well first. The left one. Okay, this is refusing to load, so I'm gonna. Okay, that looks fine. I create both transparents, so I'm gonna remove the renderer, put the cube and transparents. So over here I'm gonna check that the transparent settings here are simply is spring. Yes, left and rear left. Okay, so on the spring I'm gonna take is spring, left and rear left. And then on the shock absorber, let's simply check that isn't inverted like the other one. No, it isn't. Okay, so basically the same. Your left, and that is for the. That is. I'm gonna do the dummy pivots now. Simply, basically that. Maybe a bit inside, and the other one is the same, so I'm gonna do it like that. Okay, now the bone setup. This is the shock absorber. Okay, in the shock absorber it starts at 92, so I'm gonna do the rotation. I'm gonna. Okay, that looks fine. I'm gonna assign the dummy pivot. And something I forgot on the other one is that the disabler needs to go, so let's add it. Let's add that. Okay. Oh, didn't need my other option. Nice. And on the spring, I'm gonna go here, and copy here, pivot L spring. I'm gonna put the correct name over here. Actually, let's add my bone. And I think that's pretty much it. Okay, so that should be it. I'm gonna add this over here, delete the models, and give it a check. So over here I'm gonna rebuild, actually restart the game and then rebuild. We could also try to apply the car fixes. To do that I'm gonna add the post build function in object car, and I'm gonna simply assign the function, but I'm gonna not add any code right now so we can see the difference. Okay, Okay, so here I'm gonna spawn the car and let's see. You can see the spring, the shock absorber, and everything seems to be working fine. The bones aren't perfectly like you can see, this is not on the correct place. This actually is, so it's simply both of these. So okay, now what I'm gonna do is apply the fixes. So common fixes, this part you can pass the wall car and fix type. My bones is here. This should fix this one and this one. So that should be it, and I think we are only missing the other one, so I'm gonna quickly do that one. We don't have the fitting for it on the model, but we are going to add it anyways because I can model it later. So here lad, let's check. This is probably on the rear floor. I can't see much. I'm not sure actually where it goes. On that one, okay. Hard question actually. This is the no. A quick way to check where everything goes is simply despawn the car. Okay, this one maybe, or this one. It despawns, so it's something here. Probably floor middle. Yes, okay, floor middle. Oh, there are more than this. Okay, there are these two. Okay. So, little error. We are missing 3 actually. I don't know if I have them on the model. Let's check. Okay, I can see it over here. Wait, what is this exactly? What I'm looking at? Okay, so we are going to add actually the 3 missing ones because I missed them actually. Hard, if you ask me. Okay, yes, they will look like decent to be there. Okay, so I'm gonna here on the model. I suppose I have them. Where they are actually? They are pretty okay. I don't see one here. I think they are missing on the model. That's why I missed them. Yeah, I don't see one here. Okay, I think I'm gonna do this one on camera because it's gonna be a mess to work in the model now, and it's simply the same as this. There isn't much anything special over there, so do the same this like the above ones like this and it should work fine. So let's simply do the missing one, that is the long one. So control arm rear, this one. Let's copy the name. I'm gonna hide the car on the model. Go back here. This one doesn't have a fitting for now, but goes on this panel probably. So what I'm gonna do is it goes over like that. Okay, maybe I could move it like above a bit so it goes like this actually, but that later. We are going only to do the setup now. Okay, I'm gonna delete this one. I'm gonna copy this to the correct floor, the rear floor. Let's rename it to the correct name, this one. Over here I'm going to change the render mesh to hue, add the transparency. This one doesn't look to have anything special on it, so good. On my bone component. I'm gonna add the dummy pivot over there where it's looking currently. So here and here, and let's add the component. Let's copy this one. No, this one, no. This one has a start rotation of 89.99, pretty much 90, and nothing much special over there. So add this, add to the prefab, and we can simply delete this, and the rear suspension will be pretty much complete, except the missing upper control arms that we are going to do on the next video or off camera, not sure. So I'm gonna build this, check how it looks in game, and start working on the front suspension. Okay, so I'm gonna spawn the car, and okay, looks wheel colors isn't great. This still is on the right place actually, as you can see. We will need to check what's happening, but I think that for now, okay, I'm gonna try to fix it quickly. To diagnose something like that, I will start by checking. It's a bit hard to check here. Okay, let's go to the floor. So over here, floor left, we have the control arm that's over there, and I'm gonna go here on the my bones component. We can see that the target transform is null, that's wrong. It should point to the place on the rear axle. Currently it's on the dummy pivot, so I'm gonna check why actually, like it should be found. So to do that, I am going to first check that the naming is correct. I suspect yes, because it's the same car base. Left low, okay, that's pretty much okay. If we try to start the component, it throws an exception. So over here, if we go to the log, we can see that on the bottom we probably have a bunch of these. As you can see, this is probably the car spawn, and this was my recent try. So that means that we have something wrong on the configuration and we need to fix it. So I'm gonna open DNSpy and check the code. We have also here transparent start error, but I'm not sure if this is from the XM5 mod, because I have some other mods that may be the issue there. So for now, let's ignore it. So over here, I have the game's code. I'm going to go to the bone component that's over here and go to the start method. Okay, so this transform is trying to be accessed, but it's null. Maybe modules isn't assigning it because it's a custom part, so let's assign it manually. Okay, so to fix this, I'm going to go to all my bones and simply go one by one fixing this. As you can see here, we have the bone component. We need to assign this transform, so let's assign this transform. Same applies for all of them. Okay, so over here, this is the part. Oops, I'm gonna also add the disable component that is missing over here. Add over here this transform, and this issue is probably happening on the others too, so I'm gonna add the same. Over here I see that I don't have the disabler, so I'm gonna add it, because if you miss this component, what happens is that the game is always rendering your bones, like always updating them, so this helps performance. So basically, remember to add it, very important. Modules should probably be better on indicating this error. It's something that I have pending to work with, so yeah, for now, remember it. On the rear floor we have this one, so I'm gonna add this and the disableur, and I think that's it. So now we are going to recompile, go here, open visual, okay. So now let's spawn the XM5 and we can see that the issue is fixed. After the spawn it, oh no, it's not fixed, but I mean it's like on the other place but not fully fixed. Huh, weird. Okay, let's try again. I'm not really sure. So once again, floor right, my bone. I can see that now the pivot is set and it's actually the correct one. Okay. So I'm gonna try to restart date. This is the right one. Okay, this is the position that things should go. Because over here we have okay, that made stuff worse actually. I'm starting the component seems to do something, but I don't think this is the correct place for it to spawn. Or maybe yes. No, as you can see, this goes over here. Huh. Not fully sure what the issue is here. Because it's pretty much a visual bug. I'm not sure if I'm going to work it now, work it now, but yeah, that's weird. Set wise looks fine, but that certainly isn't the thing. No. Okay, so this isn't going well, so I'm gonna simply ignore it for now, and let's probably have a video working all these stupid issues sometime in the future. Setup wise it will work, like you can simply put and reattach stuff, the suspension will work. It's mostly a visual bug like this one, for example. What I suspect is happening is that, okay, that could be it. Let's simply give it a check here. I'm gonna comment the bone fix because these bone fixes are a bit specific and they might do some damage, like that control, how it's called, the front suspension. That thing that was broken was pretty much broken by that fix. It's only ideal on some cases, like per part basis and not the whole car. Okay, I'm gonna check if this worked, but if it didn't, we are going to continue on the front suspension and probably have another video in the future checking what went wrong there. Okay, for the front suspension, pretty much the idea is to add a cross member, like replace the game one and check where it fits, try to move it a bit around, and that's pretty much it. I didn't check the measurement, like simply did it where thought it was fine, so may look wrong, may look fine, not sure. Nope, this is still pretty much broken. The shock absorbers are also having some trouble, but okay, whatever. Front suspension. We can see that the wheels are on the ground position, and this cross member isn't the best one for this task. For the cross member, I'm gonna do something that I generally don't use too much. It's a good tool to use sometimes, not for everything. So over here, if I'm not mistaken, I have the car. Here with the car, I'm gonna do this. This is the old cross member actually. I'm not sure if I have the cross member on. Yeah, I don't think I have it actually. Huh. Or maybe yes. Give me a... No, I don't have it because I only have one. Oh. No, okay. So I'm gonna update the model and be right back, okay? Okay, so an update later, we have the new cross member over here. So what I'm gonna do is first, the position of this one and this one are different. So what I'm gonna do is simply get the coordinates. To do this, I'm going to go in game. Okay, so over here I am going to spawn the car. Then I am going to get the coordinates for both the engine block and the front suspension. So for front suspension, I'm gonna copy this. Oh, actually, I need probably. I'm going here on the car for coordinates and create a front sus object. When I put the same coordinates, so this, and this, and we have 90 of position. Okay, so then I am going to move the cross to get the cross member position. So this is the cross member. Yes, and this one is 0, 0. It has a bit more. Okay, and 270 here. Okay, so here we have, oh, that's a bit. So here's the default cross member position. We will shift our cross member to the new position. So I'm going to get the front suspension here. Let's do fix front suspension and cross member. So car transform, find front sus, cross member 06, local position, new vector 3, and here it should go the position of the new cross member. That is, let's copy it and get the. Okay, I can't really copy it without a good reference, but I can use this as reference. No, this is the same, I think. So yeah, this is the firewall, so I'm gonna copy this one to the firewall, move this to 0, 0, 0, and here we have our new cross member. I'm trying to figure out, okay, yes, this one, this one, and hide this. Okay, so this is the new cross member. It looks decent enough, I would say. what I'm gonna do with this one is actually do prefab generation, basically a short way of doing a part. Less efficient, but on this case is probably better. So I'm gonna add the cross member name here, copies from this one, yes, use same name, use my same price. I'm not sure what naming was I was using. This one, cross member, and let's, for now, let's mark default so it uses the default bolts. Later on we need to change so it uses custom bolts. And with this we should be fine to create our own cross member. So what we are going to do here is, on the template, we are going to move it to the new position. That will be this one. "90 rotation 2. I think this one doesn't have 90. It's actually the same, like 360, but from the other side, so no issue over there. Yes, was thinking about it. And then let's rename, we could do a variable here actually, member transparent. So cross member transparent goes there, and name should be the new cross member, so this one, and this should be enough. I'm gonna rename this to cross member. I'm gonna save that if we need it later on, and I'm going to add a suspension folder, move the new cross member over here and load it. Okay, we are missing the mesh collider. Let's quickly add that. And okay, so here we replace the cross member. I'm gonna add a section here, something that we could use to try to order this a bit, regions. So I'm gonna give that a shot. Never used them on a mod actually. Region and region. Not a big fan of this, but on this scope is probably good, so we can simply do like that. And that should be enough. I'm not sure if we need to do something else, so I'm gonna update the mod and give it a check. With this we move the cross member to the new position and replace the game cross member with our custom cross member. And the next thing we should do is move the engine block a bit back to make it fit better. This probably isn't better right now, so let's check how it looks in game, because we might need to move the whole suspension for the wheels and then shift for the other side the cross member so it aligns again, like push back on the suspension and push towards the cross member. I don't think this is updating well. Not sure what went wrong there. Okay, I see wheels. I don't see the poor cross member. What went wrong? I think I know the answer, but give me a second. Front suspension, here is our cross member. Actually, I suspect this renderer has a wrong shade. This project isn't updated to URP, so that's the issue actually. I'm not sure why this wasn't fixed. Oh, I know. Okay, so let's do Doom original so it gets the proper materials. This probably is a bug. Kinda. Didn't know this could happen actually. Okay, let's check again. This should make it appear. And well, there it is. Good. Fitting wise, something seems to be broken. Like front suspension is just dead. I'm not sure why actually. Let's give it a check to the log. I don't see any issues, so hard. We can see that the fitting isn't right either. We need to shift the block and the gearbox a bit back. Wheel wise, I don't think this is working right. Let's do the following. I think I know. I have an idea. So here in the garage, I need a wrench or a spin compressor. I'm gonna remove and re-add the springs. This should make so the no, that's not really good. Like, yeah, this is simply broken. The car controller works, as you can see. If you push it and it rolls, the car controller shouldn't be the issue. I don't recall if there is a special fix for cross members, so give me a second. I'm gonna check on the F100. Okay, so I'm here again. I've done some checks, and what I've noticed, as you can see here, the suspension is now working well. That the issue is actually just the height of the cross member. Like, as you can see here, if I put it on the default one, this is what was when it spawned. The cross member is here, which is well on the model, but actually the suspension is simply wrong. So the idea should be that we move the actual transparency of it a little to the ground, so it goes on the correct place. I'm not fully sure what I should work this, like maybe like that. This is the okay. With this you can see that it's now better. Yes, this is a lot better now. Still not perfect, but fitting wise this is better for me actually too. So I'm gonna do this, move the wheel controllers. So here I'm gonna just move the height of them like this. This is way too high. This is the front right. Let's do the same for the front left. No, it's a lowrider car. Okay. I think that's way too high. That value is 192. So I'm gonna go back here and 192. Okay, they are the same value. Okay, so this looks wrong. Okay, wait, let's get a decent height. 8.5 maybe. Nothing. Okay, 8. Nothing. Okay, so let's do 3. That looks not so good yet, I think. Let's do -1 only. Okay, for now, -1 it looks good, I think. Fits well, and the wheels are a bit on the... Okay, the model isn't perfect yet, we need to rework this area, but at least the suspension now fits a lot better. I'm gonna do -1 over here too, so the car is now a lot better. I'm gonna copy this these names. So here on code, I'm gonna go on the MX-5. I'm gonna do car transform find. I think we can do it like this directly. Just to be sure, I'm gonna do because remember transparent find and local position new vector 3. And let's simply add the F, and F. Okay. Same goes for the right one. So here on the right one, F space and F. Okay. And now we need to shift probably, but I'm gonna shift here to make the wheel be better. I can move the whole suspension actually, right? Like the front sus won't move, but this wheel so no, this one no, at this one. Okay, this was the and this one. Okay, we can see that we got a lot of a better alignment. The new cross member isn't very well aligned now. I think that we need to move the engine a bit back actually. If I'm not mistaken, we need to move it a bit back because the... Okay, yeah, for the hood to close properly. What I'm gonna do now is actually revert this, like go back here, and I'm gonna shift the wheel controllers, why not? So here, and this is as before, and now we simply on the front suspension MX-5, this is the front right, so let's simply shift a bit this, so that looks good. Okay, maybe a bit to the outside. I think I will fix with model so it gets aligned with the rear. And let's, okay, this was like that, so I'm gonna, I have the thing, yeah, that looks very well. Okay, and here I'm gonna copy this value, this is the front right. Here we only move this axis, so we only update that one, and the same over here, like we have this, we put the new value, and that's pretty much it. With this, our suspension is pretty much fitted. I think the engine block can now be moved, so let's do it. We have to move actually the whole engine running. I think it doesn't depend on nothing. Let's see. The fitting went worse than before because the front suspension is on the previous position, and now this shift a lot to the outside. It looks like we need to shift we might need to use the lat cross member actually, and not the custom one. We shift. Okay, the issue is the engine turning position depends on the front right and front left suspension, right? So front suspension also depends on that, so they actually are better linked, so it should be aligned by now. Okay, let's do that. Yes, let's give it a shot. First, I'm gonna remove the cross member transparent update. Okay, this one actually no. Moving the engine block is a bit of a trouble, but in our case it's pretty much required because we need more space due to the low space that the car has. The hood is too low and small, so the air filter clips for the A4 isn't a big issue because we can simply move it back, but for V8 and other bigger engines we need to do a custom hood for them, so the fitting is good but it looks right, it doesn't clip. Okay, so now on the MX-5 I'm not sure why this broke actually. I don't recall this was broke before. Not sure. So the fitting here is good. What? Okay, this looks a bit off now, if you ask me. We need to shift back the changes we did on the. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Give me a second. This probably was a model issue. Not great. Okay, so I've commented the wheel controller movement, and now let's check how it looks. So here we can see that we have this onto one place. So maybe if we simply shift back the front suspension, it will look well. Let's give it a check. So here, one back and one here. Okay, so here this is aligned, this is aligned very well actually. The cross member isn't perfect, but we can get a better fitting later. We need to update the position of the engine, so to do that I'm gonna go over here on the engine tranny and enable the component, and this remove a lot of space over here. Okay, the gearbox is clipping a lot, but this might get fixed by model because moving the gearbox is a bit hard over there, and fitting wise isn't good actually. Why not? Why the weird, if you ask me. Okay, I have an idea. We can shift the cross member, only the cross member. That should do the trick. So here, okay, shifting the cross member will shift the wheel controllers to the place again. This wasn't this, no, and this. This is way too much. This is way too much. 09. That looks pretty well, but the wheels are on the wrong spot. So what I'm gonna do is shift back the wheels like before. I think this is the axis. No, this is the axis. This is the axis. Okay. It's a little shift only to the side. Okay, I think that's good enough. Maybe a bit more. Okay, that looks decent enough. So the same goes for this side. And we should have over here, we have the wheels, we have the engine block aligned, the cross member is working well. Okay, so in the end we ended up with the default cross member, no custom, so that's a bit better. And okay, let's simply translate these coordinates to the code, and let's see. So first step is to get the new cross member position that we used, which is this one. I'm gonna do it like this. I'm going to remove the cross member that I've added actually, because it's not required anymore. Then we need to put the new wheel controller positions. This is the front right actually, okay. This is the front left. And last thing we have to do is the front right and front left suspension position. Change wheel controller positions. To put wheels on correct place. So here I'm gonna do this one. Okay, very good, Copilot. And the front left is this one. So here we copy these coordinates, we put it over here, and we should have a fully working suspension with some considerations. Pretty much the rear one isn't looking great, but works. And let's see. Okay, so let's give a final check. Maybe the engine position isn't correct. We need to force the... Yeah, the engine position is probably wrong because we need to force the bound update to happen. Not a big issue, we can simply do that, and we copy the position, fix engine default position. So car transform find engine tranny, local position. Copy this position. This is pretty much the default position, so it appears on the correct one until the bound gets updated. But this is looking great. This is still needs a bit of rework, these panels, but overall well. The fitting is very good. Here we are, this broke, not sure exactly why. We need to check on the model. And we have the shock absorbers, this long control arm, these two, the springs. We are missing the two uppers, and check why the fitting, the visual fitting isn't good, but pretty much good. And over here we also have this new issue that will be fixed. Isn't isn't centered? Can you see it? Like this shifter is like to the left instead of the middle of the car. Weird. Okay, but that's pretty much all for today. Thanks for watching.